sometimes you get snow in September, and that'll flatten out the harvest and makes it late that year.
Hello, Tom. Good evening.
Hello, Rector. How are you? Your beer.
Thank you very much.
May I introduce a friend of mine? This is Jed Mason from Manitoba in Canada.
How do you do? Nice to see you.
Very pleased to meet you.
He's a farmer. I mill his wheat. He grows some of the finest wheat for bread in the world. I brought him along tonight because he'd never seen a harvest festival in a pub before.
Well, as a matter of fact, neither had I before I came to this parish.
No? How did it all start?
Well, frankly, no one knows, but I can tell you its effect. I get back a lot of my parishioners who get out of touch with the church. Also, we make a bit of money because we auction the harvest offering for the Church Restoration Fund.
Oh.
Come along, let's look at the display.
I think it's really quite impressive. They've been very generous this year.
What do you think of that,
Thank you. We will close the bar now for our short service.
Reminds you of home?
Well, it makes me feel at home.
Let us start our service with the harvest hymn, Come, ye thankful people, come. Our Father, which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread.
Our daily bread. You know, it takes a lot of people with a lot of different skills to give us our daily bread. It's quite a story. And you might say it starts with that grain ship from Canada bringing good, strong Manitoba wheat to the Sunblest flour mills. She's just been diverted from Liverpool to Southampton because, it so happens, it's our southern mills that need to replenish their stocks of Manitobas. I should perhaps tell you that no miller would go to the expense and trouble of bringing in bulk consignments of Canadian wheat just because he had a friend farming on the prairies. The fact is, Canadian wheat is the best and strongest wheat in the world, and you must have it to bake good bread. Let's follow this cargo right through until it finally comes to your kitchen as a quality loaf of delicious, fresh, Sunblest bread. From ship to silo. From silo to bulk, grain-carrying lorry bound for the mill. This lorry is bound for my mill, as a matter of fact, and you'd better come with it. I want to show you my mill because it really illustrates the way we've combined tradition with streamlined modern efficiency to give you beautiful bread. We've got our big new mills, but mine, I'm proud to say, is an old mill, a water mill. But it's filled with the most modern milling machinery. What have you got there, John? 16 tons of number 2 Manitobas from the docks?
Yes, sir, and another good load it is, too.
Good. Well, back her up to the hopper and we'll take a look at it in the bin. Right, Jack. What number, Shin?
Number 7.
7. Ah, here we are. Oh, well up to standard, eh?
Oh, I should think so, Mr. Everett.
Should follow on nicely.
Yes.
Oh, you walking around the mill?
Yes.
I'll come across with you.
Jolly good.
We millers mix different wheats together to make our grist. Manitoba wheat for strength and other wheats to get the right proportions of proteins and minerals. Chemical analysis of the grains tells us the mixture we need to get a flour with the right extensibility, as they say, and gas-producing quality, and these synchro weighing machines measure the mixture out. It's a matter of pride we still use water power in this mill just as our grandfathers did, because it's tradition and a miller respects tradition. But of course we use electric and diesel power as well to drive our belts. You just go along with my mill manager and drink in the rich old world atmosphere, which still finds a place in the big-scale modern business of producing our daily bread. Here's where milling begins. After cleaning the grain and mixing the grist, the first break roll. This cracks the grain open. You see, there are all sorts of things in a berry of wheat: skin, bran, flour, the wheat germ, granular endosperm. The whole process is one of breaking, dressing, and purifying over and over again. You crack the grain, and you sort out its components. You break it again, and go on sorting out. Good white flour, wheat germ, which is excellent for Vitby bread, bran, and wheatings, which make cattle food. The scientist tells us the right way to mix our wheats, but it's the miller's thumb, as they say, that tells us if we're cracking the grain open properly. Each time the grain is broken yet more finely, it goes to these sifting machines, the plan sifters which sort it all out. The principle's as old as this mill, but you can see how streamlined they've made them now. Inside, there's a howling gale blowing each particle through a graded set of linen screens. This plan sifter is the key to the whole milling process. It's the marshalling yard where the various products of the wheat grain are sent their separate ways. The sifted flour goes through a whole series of purifiers between its regular visits to the plan sifter. These are filtering processes taking place in a high wind. And the purifying process goes on. It's no simple business milling the high-quality flour required for baking Sunblest bread. More and more, we're sending flour in bulk, direct to the storage silos at our bakeries. But where it's sacked, we see to it that every sack is carefully labelled and ticketed to show what grade of flour it contains. That looks like our old friend the plan sifter again. Only it isn't. This is his baby brother at the Sunblest laboratories. Sifting, purifying. That's what goes on in a mill after every stage in the grinding. And here there are scientists again at every stage making sure that the way we do it is the perfect way for producing good bread. Their first interest here is flour quality. It must have the right minerals, the right quantities of iron and calcium, for instance, and all the vitamins which make bread into the most valuable food there is. And it must have full protein value. That's what they're measuring here. When the indicator changes color, the protein content has been checked. Of course, they've got to test other things too. With this dough stretching machine, they test strength, extensibility, that quality which sends us off to Canada in search of strong bread-baking wheat. she is measuring the strength of different types of dough mixture. Strength, viscosity, maltose content, all these things go on the flour report sheet from laboratory to bakery. These lab reports enable the production manager at one of our modern Sunblest bakeries to blend his flour into a perfect dough mix, all electronically controlled. Talk about automation. You unload your bulk deliveries of flour without ever touching it. And from the silo, you send it, still without touching it, to selected storage bins on the warehouse floor. At the touch of a switch in the dough rooms, the right blend of flours pour and weigh themselves into a high-speed dough mixer. 560 pounds of it to a mix. Soya flour, in measured quantities to help in maintaining freshness. A little milk powder. Bread needs fat, too. And bread needs yeast to make it rise, yeast with water and salt.